Warren, Disney takes $750 to buy over the course of the day.
Thank you. For the bid, 5 another TD for $100. Shirley, I'll pay 24, 15 TD.
Not everyone in the dot-com world succumbed to the siren song of Wall Street.
Bought 150, 35 3/4, leaves me a half for 226.7.
Some realized there was money to be made if you kept your head.
Probably down to half. I can use 250 additional.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Beautiful.
One of them was cyber pioneer John Borthwick.
It was one of those experiences. I saw the web and I couldn't sleep for 2-3 days. I mean, literally, I would lie in bed and I would be just restless. I'd be tossing and turning, thinking of things and ideas that I could do.
Inspired by this vision of a new world, Borthwick raised $70,000 and in 1994 started Digital Cities, an online guide to New York. It wasn't long before he was forced to make a strategic choice. Take the company public, using money offered by the VCs, or sell out to the big kid on the block, AOL. Borthwick chose to sell and move in. It was a traumatic shift for a small startup.
Oh my. Well, this is a big change from the old office. How are people reacting?
Depends on where they're sitting.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Where is that?
Chicago.
Today, Borthwick and most of his team are still at AOL, alive and profitable, hunting out new products for the giant.
And who?
Rainless.
That's Eric.
Little Eric.
Serious?
Yeah.
Borthwick has no doubt where they'd be now if he'd listened to the money men.
What's the interface for you? For your
What happened in some cases is that the venture capitalists and the bankers, particularly the bankers, felt like that they could sort of strap, all these booster rockets onto the back of the entrepreneur and, push them forward, give them enough money, get them to the IPO, and the IPO would light up the booster rockets, off they would go, and, people would see how high it could fly, and when the entrepreneur had reached as high as they could go, people would take their money.
And what happened to
and the entrepreneur would be left there to figure out, okay, what do I do now?
For Josh Harris, internet millionaire, the ride is now over. This is the last stop on the dot-com express. It's been highly lucrative, perhaps a little desperate, but now he's packing up, leaving his loft and cameras behind, and heading off to India and a very private life.
Yeah, I'm pretty battered. I'm emotionally battered from the experience, and I need to go and recuperate.
Alone.
Alone.
When his thing went down, it was just the greatest delight. He was just, I remember him squealing in the newspaper, "Look what you people have done with my stock." It's like,
and then there's Steph Pattenow, who, when he's not acting, is writing a book about his time in the big league.
Nice. But you know that Wiley is just going through the whole book. Really? Remember I mentioned that there were 54 fucks?
Yeah.
And 53 shits?
Yes.
There'll be one of each by the end of it.
Really?
Yep. I still love the Globe. It's still my baby. I'm never gonna hate my own company or anything. I love it. And I want to help it in any way I can. But at the same time, I'm not 50. I'm not retiring. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I need to make money.
As for his former partner, Todd Kreiselman, well, he is still at the Globe, working for its new CEO.
You can't cut your way there. If you don't generate the revenues, what are you going to do?
Chuck Peck is everything Todd and Steph weren't, which makes him the company's best hope for survival.
Are you absolutely 100% confident that Globe.com will be there next year?
Yes.
3 years?
Yes.
5 years?
I don't know 5 years.
The tech wreck is a bit like a train smash in which, miraculously, no one died. The victims may be battered, they may be bruised, and they certainly are a lot poorer, but they survived. They walked away alive. The amazing thing is how many of them are prepared, after a period of recovery, to get right back on the train and resume their cyber ride.
There's 300 million people on the internet right now, depending on who you believe. It's probably a little bit more. Well, that number's going to go to 1 billion. And that number's going to go to 2 billion, 3 billion. Until, I believe, every single person on the planet is going to have access to the internet.
technology was a bubble, but you know, it's really not tulips. I mean, tulip mania just, when that bubble burst, you know, it was just pretty flowers at the end of the day. When the oil bubble burst, it was just a commodity and there was lots of it. The technology industry is pretty inventive. I have no doubt at all that sooner rather than later they'll come up with the next new thing and we'll all get hyped up about it again. It's the madness of crowds. I mean, it really